The Council of Atlantis is all abuzz over your latest discoveries. The Mayan artifacts that you brought to Atlantis are wonders to behold, and the Council has decreed that all Atlanteans should see these fantastic pieces for themselves. Unfortunately, Atlantis does not have a building suitable for displaying the entire collection. Therefore, a great museum, which will draw people from all over the 10 kingdoms, must be built. The glee over your latest finds was tempered by some slightly disconcerting news. While you were away founding the colony, Diaprepes and Azaes both began to stockpile massive numbers of weapons in their respective cities. It seems a little unusual, but these two cousins have always been competitive. Maybe they are just having a contest to see who could make the most weapons the fastest. Meanwhile, Demeter, in her never-ending quest to find new and interesting crops, has heard of a legendary field filled with silver-colored stalks of corn called the Argent Maize. In some ways, the Argent Maize reminds Demeter of her daughter, Persephone. Silver calls to mind Hades, who, through a cruel trick, forces Persephone to spend half the year with him. The tall, ripe stalks, on the other hand, suggest the summer, when Persephone is once again at her mother's side. So, with longing in her heart, Demeter yearns to have the Argent Maize to call her own, so that she may be reminded of her daughter during the times of the year when Persephone must live in the underworld. Expect Demeter to call upon you to harvest the Argent Maize for her.
Absolutely, it is one of our mission goals in this mission, all called the Grand Collection here in Poseidon Massive Atlantis. So we've got to fulfill a quest, which is obviously to get the Argent Maize, build a Museum Atlantica, have a yearly profit of 6,000, that's really easy, and then the two usual goals of sending off marble and jugs of olive oil. So let's just head to the city. Got our colony monument, pause, and we've got pretty much everything as we go. So let's just have a look at these cities. So Copan sells fleece. We could import more fleece from Tikal at least. Copan sells bronze. Oh, that's great. I'm going to import loads of bronze to start making sculpture, because I can sell it off to Sajuuk, who sells me urchin. Plank, still buying our olive oil there. I'll sell wine as well, because we've got an excess, and we've got Dionysus producing all the wine that we need. So we will open up many more trade routes now. I don't think I'll sell off any more orichalc, but I may just continue it, or I'll just replace it with the sculpture route from Sajuuk and import loads of bronze, because we're going to need bronze. They pay wood and all that. We'll trade with Tikal for more fleece as well. So all in all, we're going to have a lot more trade routes essentially. This post here for Yem, I think I'm going to move because it's in the way. I'm going to probably put the Tikal, the Tikal trade route there, because then I can have all the fleece close together. They buy, was it grapes? And then I can have all the other ones in all their respective places. So we can, I think, if we just have a look at our military, we can put down chariots. So I'll start setting up some chariots to get these houses up to the estate level that we need them at. I'll probably just put 2 there, or 1 there, no, 1 there, and 1 there, probably. That's what I'll do. We'll need a horse ranch as well. Can I can slot that in right there, actually. Yes, I can put that there, and another 1 there, and then I'll have a good amount of horses. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and rearrange all my trade routes, because I'm going to need to move stuff around, probably move this Yem trade post somewhere. I think I'm going to stop trading with Atlantis. We don't need to sell any more orichalc, to be honest. And really there's more expensive exports coming in any case. We'll probably sell maybe a lot of iron to Asia, armor and sculpture to Asia, but I'm going to probably sell sculpture to Sajuuk. In fact, does one of these new trade routes buy marble? No. Okay, so we still need to trade marble to Diapria. We'll still import fleece from there, but we'll also import fleece from Tikal. And we'll also import a little bronze, maybe import much more bronze out of Copan. Okay, so I'm going to go and rearrange all my trade routes, and I'm going to come back out once we've got them all rearranged and I've got all this housing up to estate level.
Greetings, noble mortal. Fulfill my quest and you will be rewarded.
Well, here's the quest. The Argent Maize. I, Demeter, have heard of the most beautiful silver grain. I must see this glistening specimen for myself. Send Jason to harvest some of the maize for me. Great, we're going to summon Jason. I don't know where it's going to appear from. Maybe there, maybe some place will pop up. But we just put down Jace till we haven't summoned him in a long time. I haven't done anything other than wait, because I was trying to get stuff out of the way. So let's put his hall there. So we have 3 frigates, and we're going to need horses and some charioteer companies. So that's why we've got that stuff. Now, I put Tickle's trade post down here. Well, thing there. I'm waiting for Yem to empty out completely before deleting it. I don't want to waste all that stuff. Meanwhile, we haven't done anything other than hang around. So let's just put down 1, 2, and I think yeah, they do touch, so it's okay, they're covered. So 2 of those, and 2 Argent Fields discovered. Okay, fine. We'll put that there and that there. Where's the Argent Fields? They are over here. Okay, fine. So yeah, I'm importing extra fleets out of Tikal now, which is good. And what I can do, employees needed, I don't care. Let's just... can't really put a... Let's just roadblock you there and there. In fact, we can delete this and let him go up that bit as well. There's too much marble here and I need to get rid of it. So I've got this extra armory here because I'm going to delete this and move this up a bit so I can get around this bit here and put trade posts down this bit as well. And my frigates will just go here. I'll just stuff a load of them down here. I'm going to have to get orichalc and wood and all that, but that's okay. I could even just put down a trade post with someone that sells orichalc, whoever that might be. Yeah, Zilliuf, I might just trade with them. Or one of the other cities that are on this map, because there's tons of them now. And yeah, and I might import the wood out of a trade partner as well. So, I'm going to let this run. There's not really much to do. I'm going to just get these up to the right level. I need to wait for another monument to come in anyway to get this up. What's this? Museum Atlantica. I think that's best placed. Can I fit that right in there? If I were to just delete that tile of road, it fits. Let's just do that in hot construction. We don't want anything going to it. It needs black marble and I need to import that. That's a use of the orichalc. I deleted a couple of orichalc refines because we had too many. We're going to just boost wage rates and we're going to just keep importing fleece as necessary out of Tikal and get that all going. So yeah, I'm just going to let this run. Going to come back in once our house is up to the right level. All 3 sets, that is. And I've got all the trade partners, all that sorted out, etc, etc. And I'll come back in a bit later. Okay, it's been quite a while since I last cut in here, but we are doing a lot to grow this city. So, let's just pause actually. I put down an extra horse lunch. I've been rearranging all of these trade posts, trying to put them in much more suitable locations. So we've still got Tikal down here. I've got Kopan here, Yem here. I'm no longer trading with Palank. They're just going to import some wood for the 6 frigate wharfs that I'm going to have. They'll go and get armor and orichalc and such. Over here I'm putting down an extra housing block because we need a lot of workers to move in and we don't have the people to support it. Now I hope this is within range. I hope it is, because if it's not I'm going to be a bit screwed, because it means I'm going to have to put another housing block up here that has to come down all this zigzaggy route to get there. Now let's see. No goods, no goods. Oh, they're within range. That's perfect. So we can just do this. Observatory. Lab. Oops. Misplaced it almost. And we can put that there, and we'll just put the biblioterra there. And the tax office can go there. And they'll all get evolved. Oh no, they're all too distant. Shit. They're just out of range for all of these things. Damn. Now that's interesting, because it means I'm going to have to put a granary and some stuff up here. Let's just repurpose this to hold 4 olive oil. Just 4 will do. 4 fleece. And we'll just put an extra granary up here to accept excess food. There. Now they'll be close enough to all these things. Now what was that? Ampere thinks more high life here. Yeah, a few requests came through every so often. This we're not building because I don't have space to... Since we've got multiple fleece trade routes open, I can drop that. And let's see, that needs 55 black marble. Wood comes from quite a number of sources. We can import wood out of Copan too. Orichalc and all the rest that we can get here, so it's okay. So we'll get this built up fairly quickly, I think. They are very far away, I have to point out, from all the necessary commodities, but they will get access. Oh, we've got houses devolving because there's not enough scientific area, and I think we've lost that because of the fact we destroyed the thingy. Which is not good, because I've now got I've got so little space to put everything in. These observatories are so big. This sort of style doesn't really work out for these buildings, to be honest. How can we do this? Because we've lost access to a bunch of buildings. It lacks inventors, yeah. I've got a massive labour shortage, which is not too good. Have these all got access to... Yeah. Okay, that's all fine. It might be necessary that I just put down some common blocks down here and delete the one I just placed. I think that's what I'll do. This is going to get deleted, so I'm going to take out those shops. Get rid of all that. We don't need that there. Just empty out. We don't need that. So I'll get rid of this block. It doesn't fit and it messes up everything because this doesn't have access to the lab now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace all of this housing. I'm going to put it down here. 2 common blocks are going to go down here. 1 there and 1 there. And they'll have access to food from urchins. And they'll have access to fleecing, olive oil and all that. We can actually set this to 20 and we'll set this to 8. Because they'll need access to fleece and all that. Alright, so I'll go and do that. I'll go and replan out the city as I wanted it to make sure it doesn't destabilize up here. And I'll come back in a bit later once I've restabilized it. Okay, so I just realised that we did put down the chariot vendor to boost these houses. We have got some estates now. I think they're all fully evolved. I don't care, a gift from Palanque. This one isn't. The rest are sort of stabilising. I put down this housing block over here. They're going to get access to all the stuff they need. They just need a monument, obviously, to boost up. Okay, so we had like a 500 labour shortage, because if I just have a look over here, this housing block here still hasn't evolved because it's not getting access to these 2 buildings, which means they won't evolve. So I've just dumped down extra universities and all that to try and boost it all up. Give access to all that stuff, you know. We can actually just put down a lab right there that might just boost that up as well. So yeah. And yeah, they are going fairly well. I'm going to have another block here, obviously. We have also met Jason's requirements. If I just find his hull, wherever it is. Yeah, here. We have, oops. Still not, okay, fine. So we've got everything, free frigates, 2 companies. I'm going to sort of wait a bit because I don't want to, because this is going to exhaust the supply of these things at least the bottom. That's going to wipe it out. So I won't provide that yet, but we will build at least a Museum Atlantica. We've met a profit, I mean, look at this. We have had a yearly profit of 18,959 drachma. That is insane. What's our tax level? Normal. We're paying like 11,000 in taxes, 7 or so in exports. It's insane. We can empty this armour into here, because I'll get rid of that. Don't seem to get enough bronze, so we're still trading with them, yeah. Don't seem to get as much bronze as I'd like. We are maxing out our 36 imports here, so I will cut down on this, and we'll get rid of that, and we'll just sort of try and stabilise it again. And as this stabilises, I will put in extra ones along here for all of them. And so on and so forth. How can we hold 270 people? This house needs to stabilise, so does the other one. So yeah, I'm just going to let this run now. There's nothing to do except wait. I prepared quite a bit in advance, actually, to be honest with you, so we just got to let this restabilise. We're going to get access to more employees and such. And yeah, I'll come back in later once this is all restabilised. And yeah, and I've got all this housing up to the required, well, not to any required level. But I'll at least get this all stabilised, and I'll come back in once it's all stable. Well, here's a bit of an interesting problem. As you can see, this block of housing has access to all stuff, but it doesn't have an observatory. But these 2 blocks, I did have to put this in, but they still complain that they need to be taught by more scientists. Now, if you have a look, they have access to astronomers, so they're getting past these. They've got access to scholars. They've got access to inventors, but for some reason, Some of these houses weren't getting access to curators, but now they are, so that solved that problem. So you do need to maybe put down an observatory in a couple of blocks. It looks as if the curators spawn in a random location. They're not always the same. Meanwhile, we are trading with Plank again to sell olive oil. Kind of a waste, because they have to go so far to go and get it. I think we're trading with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cities. You're only allowed 10 trade peers actually, so we are near the limits. I had to import a big bunch of urchin out of 2 of the Oceanid cities because this was empty, but our houses are back up to estate level where they should be. Now I think we've got 4. This house hasn't evolved yet, so that's okay. I'm going to wait a bit because I need to put down a commemorative monument to boost this. Apparently it's not evolving. While I get the burst of workers I get this, I'll put down the final frigate and then I'll have 6 and I'll be fully staffed like crazy. Maybe I'll just stuff another block in there, but I think that would be very tight. So it's not a big deal. So I'm just going to, you know, again as I say, let this run. I will build this in a minute. I will build this soon. In fact, I might just go ahead and build it now since I've got all the stuff I need. So we'll just resume construction. Needs artisans, that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just put a bunch of them down. I'm just going to send us into a labour shortage, that's okay. Because we will get workers back and this will build fairly quickly. So they'll build this, that just needs access to wood. I think I'm importing wood out of Copan anyway, so that's okay. Just 2 lots of wood. There's wood coming in from all sorts of places now, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, we have like 8,500. This is not a size of city you're ever asked to build at any time in the game. Why does this have like... Oh, it's got... They're building it in layers apparently. Okay. So, the size of city you're never asked to produce is never this size, so you don't ever have to worry about getting a 8,500. It is possible in a couple of the Poseidon ones. This one and Atlantis Reborn, it's very easy to get 8,500 with the requirements that are being asked of you. But that's not a big deal right now. We are just going to let this run. I'm going to build out this. I'm going to stabilize our entire city, get the last point that I need to evolve this, put down the final of the... What's this? It needs access to... Oh, it's because they're trying to... What's this they're trying to deliver?
No workshop. The only room for these goods in the city is right here in my cart.
Yeah, great. Get rid of it all. Stop getting there. You don't need to... We'll just get more armor. That's fine. They'll go and build that. And yeah, so what I'll do is I'll just let this run. I'll come back in when I'm ready to progress to the next colony because we don't have to do much except wait. This is easy enough. I just need to build the Museum Atlantica and harvest the Argent Maize, which I'll do very shortly. And just like that, the Museum Atlantica is complete. It didn't take very long at all, really. So we've used up that, we've met that goal. My housing over here did devolve again because I deleted the stuff over here, so that sort of destabilized everything. It looks as if it's destabilized even this block over here. So I will put back the stuff that I deleted up here. I also put down a couple of extra ones down here just to sort of provide access to it. But yeah, it looks as if we're dipped under the 7,000 and 8,000 population mark. We still haven't got this ready yet, but that's okay. Our city is an absolute trade fest. I mean, the amount of traders coming in and out is ridiculous. I mean, we seem to max out the trade quotas here. Are we able to see? We made pretty much 20,000 drachma in taxes and about 15,000 in exports. We make about 35,000 drachma every year. There is about 10,500 imports. We spend about 12,500 on wages, so we're doing okay. We're doing pretty well for this city, since it has to rely so heavily on its trade partners all over the place. So this is a map that's very trade heavy, but that's okay. So now all I have to do is send off Jason to do the Argent Maize. In fact, we might as well just summon him now. We've got plenty. Send for Jason. That's going to have emptied out a bunch of stuff as well, which won't have helped. Did it empty out? Yeah, emptied out this bloody food. That doesn't help. Never mind. So they'll get their urchins, because they get urchins from imports anyway, so it's okay. just put this back to 36. That's imported. So we're imported 72. If I need to, I can just delete one of these trade posts like this Palanque one and import urchins from somewhere. Or if I need to, I can just put down Val there and just sort of import a dump of urchins. I don't think that's a big deal though. So yeah, I'm just going to let Jason come in. We'll just speed it up here. He should summon himself very shortly.
I am Jason of the Orcus, here to help you in any way I can.
Well, according to legend, I don't think Aeolcus existed when Atlantis was getting produced, but that's okay. So we'll just send Jason to dispatch Jason to harvest the Argent Maize. We'll go and do that. And I'll come back in once he has returned and I've managed to stabilise the city. Hopefully in that time I'll have got a monument. I think I'll get the one from doing that quest. So I'll come back in when he's come back.
I am so thoroughly pleased. You have fulfilled my quest.
That was easy enough. Jason harvests the Argent Maize. Jason has carefully harvested several bushels of the Argent Maize. It won't be long now until I have my own field full of the beautiful silver crop. You may now construct a commemorative monument in honour of me, the great goddess Demeter. We'll build that instead of a normal one, so let's just put that down. That evolves them up quite nicely actually. That looks really nice there actually, to be honest with you. So we'll get people in. Has this housing over here restabilised? It has. There's people coming in, that's good. So yeah, we are pretty much done with this mission and we've maxed out Zeal Youth, which doesn't help. In fact, let's just put down the trade post for Fivenval right there. I think that's how you say it. Let's just import a bunch of urchin out of there, because this is not filling up and we've run out of urchin in our 2 trade posts. Let's just import a bunch from here. I don't think I can get additional. I could actually get additional food from Chacal for oranges, but I'm not going to do that. Atlantis is wasteful, you don't need them. Because once you come back to this mission, you don't need to sell Orichalc, you don't need that as a source of money. Who else are we not trading with? Azium, they buy armor, you don't need to do that. Menissus sells, she thinks you don't need it. Chacal, you only need it for oranges if you want that. So, yeah. We've got an elite district, it's sort of like a little fishing area almost. It's sort of like a little commoner's block to this. Then we've got this massive elite, this common block over here, which is 7 common. So we've got 9 common blocks, elite, 3 elites. That's quite a lot. Couldn't put any more house in there because it's out of range. The only way I could do it is if I put the block that way rather than this way, but I don't even think that would make a difference. So I'm going to just run this so I let the people come in, stabilise the city completely, reduce the wage rates over time, and yeah, I'll come back in when we're ready to progress. Okay, we're pretty much ready to go. I mean, we have like 9,400 people in this city. This is insane. No mission in Zeus or Poseidon ever asks for a city this large. There is one campaign later called Atlantis Reborn, which sort of expects a really ridiculous city. It requires 400 people in elite, but we're not going to worry about that just yet. So I've got 3 con blocks. I managed to squeeze another one right in there. We are importing out every city we can. We've got food to support 12,800. It just doesn't seem there's an awful lot, but this whole community down here of 3 common houses and 3 elite houses, blocks sorry, are fed on urchins. Everyone on this side is fed wheat. There's plenty of it. We did run low a little bit. I noticed that this yard right here was sort of low on olive oil, so I just put in a few extra olive presses because we did seem to have a lot of olive stockpiling a bit. Wine is running out considerably quickly though, so we are not getting as much of that as I'd like. So I'm going to stop selling it now because we don't seem to be producing any more wine in some of our wineries. They just seem to be empty, so they're not getting as much grapes as needed. I don't think we can import grapes from any city in this mission. Let's just have a quick look. I know Tikal buys grapes, which is pointless. Let's have a look. We can import wine if I need to out of Biminis. Or Bimini, or whatever the bloody hell she calls it. I can get wine out of Asian, but I'm not trading with them. Yeah, I can get wine out of Biminis if I need to. And they give us supply anyway, so that's okay. Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They all seem to want to get olives. So it seems to have a bit too many olives in my city. So I might want to cut back on the olive trees, or maybe just spam these growers lodges, because we have like 217 unemployed workers. I could just get rid of that because we're going to have more coming in soon anyway. And yeah, so I'm just going to leave it with that because we've been going on for so long. I mean, our profit is insane on this mission. You can pretty much sell everything you can, max out everything. We'll just sell sculpture again. Is this Zil, you've come in at the right time to buy sculpture. We've sold 4 sculpture. Okay, apparently I can only sell 4 sculpture at a time on a water boat for some reason, but we are importing 108 urchin, I think, if we just have a quick look. We're getting imported urchin, it doesn't say, but it supports 3,600 people, which is pretty much the total down here, to be honest. It looks as if some of our elite houses have devolved again. This one hasn't, but they all seem to be running out of access to certain things. Let's have a quick look. Yes, yes. They still have that. It's curators again. It's this stupid bug, that's annoying. But they're just going to have to devolve and re-evolve. They'll eventually get a curator, I don't give a shit. I mean, if I have to, like, you know, delete that. We're going to put you... hang on. We're going to put you right there. Fine. Be right there, for God's sake. And then you're nearest the elite housing. Fine, if that's the way you want to play it. We're going to save. And we're going to exit. And we're going to send off marble and olive oil. There we go. Done. These should re-stabilize now that this stupid museum is close enough to all this stuff. Maybe that's what's going to sort it. And when we come back, we'll have plenty of unemployment for whatever we need. We've got 6 frigate wars. We have a ridiculous amount of soldiers. And yeah. I mean, I could actually get away with putting up the tax rate quite a bit, but I'm not going to do that. That's just cruel. Because I'm going to lower wage rates anyway.
The Museum Atlantica towers above the city, and its splendid architecture is, in itself, worthy for inclusion in a museum. The new artifacts retrieved from the Mayans are on display, and Atlanteans from all over the continent have flocked to your city to see the fine Mayan metalwork, the intricately patterned fabric, and the remarkable yet simple tools used in everyday Mayan life. The latest exhibit in the museum is an ear of the Argent Maze that Demeter kindly gave to you in thanks. While everyone in Atlantis is amazed by your latest discoveries, it won't be long until they yearn for more. The time has come to see what else is in the world.
Absolutely. That was the mission, the Grand Collection. We harvested the Argent Maze, we built a museum at Atlantica, and we ridiculously expanded the city to nearly 9,500. Yeah, in fact, when we come back, we will have 9,500. And yeah, that was the mission, the Grand Collection. The next part is going to be the final colony. We're going to go to Coelho, which is going to be a bit of a toughie, but we have 315,000 drachma to deal with it. I'll see you there. Bye now.